Hey everyone, Jonathan here, and I just wanted to jump on and tell you guys a quick little story here of a deal that just happened. Um, it's actually just a purchase; it's not a sale, but I wanted to tell the story of what happened. So basically, about let's see, it's about 14, 15 months ago, I had a contract back on a piece of property that I wanted to purchase, and I looked it up and found out that it was actually improved a little bit above just vacant land. There used to be a house on it, and I got in contact with the county and found out that there was water and sewer hookups on it, taps already in place, ready to use, electrical, the whole deal, basically ready to go in and build on it again. And so everything was done right, and actually brought the value up. So figuring the value of this piece of property, is about the $20,000 range, and I'm buying this piece of property for with closing 2,800 bucks. Great deal, right? So we just said, okay, forget it. I'm just going to buy it straight out. I'm not going to worry about anything else. Well, what happened was I sent it to this is an attorney state. I sent it to the closing attorney and basically was told that we couldn't close on it as is because there was a lien against the property from years back when there was a house on it, and even though it should have expired, it didn't, and the company went out of business. And then they found out who now owned that company, and they weren't responding, and they couldn't get a release. And this kind of went on from about for about, I don't know, 6 months or so. So in the meantime, I had actually found a different attorney that I've been working with ever since, and he's been doing this for years and understands the intricacies and the in and outs. And so I basically explained the story because the other attorney told me basically there's nothing that can be done at this point. The person has to hire an attorney and basically go contact the lender, excuse me, and basically sue them to get this released. So they're going to have to get somebody to litigate on their behalf. Well, I didn't think that this seller would do that. It didn't even really seem right to me. So I contacted this other attorney, and he knew exactly the steps to take. It was basically like, well, if it's over this certain date, we record a document, we set a demand, we do this, we do this. He kind of just outlined all the steps for me. And I just basically said, well, here's the file, you do it, and we'll just run with it. Well, yesterday, he sends me an email, and I've checked in, every now and then. It's been a few months because it's not a super fast process, and the seller was well aware. I talked to the seller, and I got an extension and said, "Hey, listen, this is what's going on." They were more than willing to help, and I just said, you know, we've got to let this thing run its course. So yesterday, like I said, checking with the attorney every couple months, or every few weeks, he would say, "Okay, we're still working on. We're still working on it." So yesterday, he sends me an email and he says, "Hey, if you approve this closing statement, we're ready to go, and you can wire the funds." So I just did that this morning. I sent over the funds. I wired them over to him. Like I said, $2,800 and change, and also signed the closing statements. And now I've got this property that's worth like $20,000. Now, the point of it isn't that I bought a piece of property for $20,000 that's worth $20,000 for 2,800 bucks. It's basically that if you get the right people, things are handled for you. So I didn't have the right person to begin with. I found the right person afterwards, who I'm still continuing to work with. And now this deal got handled for me. I didn't have anything to do with it, right? I just checked in time to time. He just kept the process working. And what would have been a dead deal for, most people, because it just would have seemed insurmountable, I now have a property that's going to, make me 15, 16, $17,000 when it's all said and done in profit because I just didn't give up, And again, it wasn't huge on my part. It was just making some phone calls and finding some stuff. And then from there, he did the rest of the work. So it just shows you what's possible, and not giving up, and having the right professionals working for you. And that's not just existing in with attorneys, it's in other aspects as well. Tax professionals. I have another story on that I can share another time. Um, but it's just about having the right people basically working for you. Now, obviously, they're not your employees, but people that are part of your team that handle your closings, handle your books, handle these different things, and that really make a difference. So, just wanted to share that story with you, and I'll keep you posted as the property goes out for sale and as we sell it. See ya.